I'm at Garland Nursery with Lee Powell. And Lee, you always have such interesting plants, and this is a collection of kind of specific plants for a specific area.
Yes, so we chose plants that will grow in the full sun, but will also grow in the shade.
Cool.
And as a landscape architect, I'm constantly doing designs where it's a new landscape, you plant a tree, what can you plant under it that's going to do well in the sun, but then also once it gets shade, it'll still do well.
Right.
So I chose these plants. I think we've got a good grouping. Some do a little better with some shade, some do a little better with some sun, but if you take some precautions, you can get them to grow in either.
So just watch the water.
The water would be the key thing
Sure.
for the shade plants. You know, once they get
sun.
in the hot sun, they usually require a little more to keep them looking nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good because everyone has that kind of issue. It's like it's sunny and then it's not, and so I think you picked a good idea here.
Excellent. Glad
Excellent.
to hear it.
So start on your side there.
All right, so I've got first a grass. This is Carl Forrester featherreed grass, and it gets like 4 or 5 feet tall,
Nice.
sends up plumes. It's actually starting to send them up right now.
Really? Yeah.
And then it'll look fantastic. It'll turn buff color in the fall. It will look good until probably Christmas time is usually when I cut mine down. Gets about 5 or 6 feet tall. It's deer resistant, fairly
Nice.
drought resistant. Pretty good, tough all-around plant.
Excellent, excellent.
Next, I have a hydrangea. This one is called Strawberry Shake.
Cool.
And it's a panicle style hydrangea that's going to have white flowers that turn a tinge of pink to them. It's one of those that isn't going to want to be in a spot that's between a sidewalk and a south-facing wall of a house. It takes full sun, but that's a little bit too much full sun. And it will require quite a bit of water in the summer to get it to go through. But the blooms from midsummer all the way to frost.
That is nice. It's nice to have that shape and color.
Absolutely. This is a native. I thought I'd throw a native in here.
Definitely.
Oregon grape, our state flower. And it'll grow in anything from full sun to full shade, super drought resistant, deer resistant, just a tough as nails plant that looks pretty nice year round.
Wonderful. And then another shrub here. This is such a pretty green.
And this is a holly, but no pointy leaves.
Nice.
It's a Japanese holly. And we have one of these planted out here at the nursery in full shade, and it still looks fantastic. It will be a little looser in the shade as far as the habit than it is in the sunshine. But really tough, durable plant, takes the place of a boxwood and looks a little more natural, but ties things together all season long.
Nice, nice. And then a beautiful foxglove.
Foxgloves are a great plant for sun and shade. They're a biennial, so they bloom every other year. This one's called Arctic Fox Rose, which is kind of a newer variety with a cool color. It's got the pink, but a little bit of an apricot color inside the blossom.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. And this is such an interesting texture of colors there.
Yes, that is a fleece flower, and there are a number of them that will grow in shade or sun. This one is called, and I will look really quickly, Red Dragon. Fantastic burgundy color. It's another one that will need a little more water if you're putting it in the full sun.
All right. And columbines, it's still columbine time.
Yes, they're kind of on the edge of their time to flower, but quite often, you know, you'll cut them back, they'll bloom again, and they will grow in the sun or the shade. In the full hot sun, the plant looks a little worse for wear as you get into summer.
Right.
But it will bloom, and you know, once it starts looking bad, you can just cut it off.
Nice.
And you know, it'll come back next year.
Excellent. And then the last one here.
And full card geranium. So this is a hardy geranium, looks a lot different from the traditional geraniums.
Right.
And these will grow in sun or shade. They get a little more gold colored in the sun, and in the shade they're going to be a little more chartreuse. It does spread out quite a bit, but it makes a fantastic garden plant.
Oh, it is. It's such a great color. We went through so many great plants. You always pick out a great collection, and you have so many nice plants here at Garland Nursery.
Yes.
And I know in a couple weeks, Ryan is going to be with you and talking about some more plants. So we're just going to do a tease, so you tune in then to see Lee again with more shrubs in just a few weeks. But please come on down to Garland Nursery and see what you can bring home to your house. Thanks so much.
Thank you.